Mr. Raghav Joshi is the co-founder at Rebel Foods, the world's largest internet restaurant platform. With over 12 years at Rebel Foods, Mr. Raghav has played a pivotal role in scaling the business.
Hello everyone, I'm Raghav from Rebel Foods. How many of you have heard of our company, Rebel Foods? Oh wow, that's great. The brands that are popular within the Rebel Foods portfolio include Behrouz Biryani, Oven Story Pizza, Fasos, and some of the others. I'm going to talk about them. But to begin with, just to sort of, break the monotony, it's been a couple of hours since lunch, and I'm sure, everybody is waiting for the coffee break. Just to break the clutter, does anybody remember what this is or know what this is? This is a recent event. Yeah, anyone? Yeah, it is the French Open final. Not everybody here would be following tennis, but I thought that at this event at TiE Coimbatore, I think this image is a very important and a very recent one, and it really represents entrepreneurship also. Here we have the number 1 and the number 2, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. They were fighting in the final, and Alcaraz was down 43 championship points for Sinner, right? Number 1, destined to win. And from here, Alcaraz turned it around. One of the biggest turnaround stories ever seen in the Open era in tennis. And if you are not aware of this incident, you should go back and you should just watch the highlights to see what a turnaround from here happened, which Alcaraz pulled off. And I really believe, having spent 13 years as part of building Rebel Foods, I think this tenacity, this belief of not giving up is really at the heart of entrepreneurship. And I'm sure here there are many of you who want to become entrepreneurs tomorrow. And one quality, rest everything, since morning so many people have spoken so many things, and all of those are important. But at least I believe and we believe the most important thing is going to be this tenacity. The belief that I will never give up. In fact, Alcaraz, during this, after the match, when people asked him that, what were you thinking being love 40 down, 3 championship points down, what were you thinking at that moment? Do you know what he said? He said, I did not think that if I lose even 1 point, I'm going to lose the championship. What I thought was that if I win the next 3 points, I just win 1, 2, 3, I win the next 3 points, then I have an upper hand over someone who thought that he's just going to win. So what he was thinking was, I just need to cross this one last barrier. That kind of thinking is really at the heart of entrepreneurship. Always believing that you are just around the corner, even when all the odds are stacked against you. And I want all of us to, always keep believing in ourselves as we build, because there will be days when everything will look hopeless, just like it was hopeless for Alcaraz at this point in time. And if he can pull it off, all of us can. Right? So, with this clutter-breaking moment, I want to talk about another clutter-breaking moment, which is our company, which is Rebel Foods. A typical F&B business, which was always built with the shutters open, customers walking in, single brand, and we at Rebel have done something different. First of all, who we are, this is what we want to be, and this is what our vision is. World's largest platform for launching, building, and scaling most loved restaurant brands in every customer food mission. And this is a very complicated statement, but basically what we want to be is have as many brands in different cuisines, across different neighborhoods, great brands, and provide that platform for entrepreneurs to launch and scale. And I'm going to share our journey, also share what the Cloud Kitchen model is all about, whatever we've learned over the years. And if time permits, we'll have some questions in the end. Rebel Foods started originally as Fasos. Not many of you might be aware of. We started in Pune, catering to typical college crowds. Our rolls, chicken rolls, used to start at 35 rupees. We used to deliver them over bicycles. We were the first ones to start taking orders on Twitter, which was X back then. Somebody could just, say that, just send me a chicken roll and this address, and we would send it. But all of this was absolutely manual, and we are talking about 2011-12. So somebody would be actually checking all the tweets. When the order comes, call the store, give the order, give the address, somebody will note it down, and then it will get delivered. But the idea always was that make it as simple as possible for customers to order. Always the idea was delivery. That is why our stores were, very small, 8 to 10 seating, and a single brand, Fasos. The idea behind Fasos was that we had great chains all over the country, but all of them, whether it is pizza, Domino's, burgers, McDonald's, fried chicken, KFC, all of them were food from the West. The only scaled up chains back in 2012 in India were chains from the West. And Jaideep, who's the founder of Fasos, his vision was that why don't we have any chain in India built on Indian food, scaled across India and scaled across the globe also. So Fasos actually stands for, by any chance, does anybody know the full form of Fasos? It's covered in some places on the internet, but let me just share it with you. Fasos is a rolls brand. So the inspiration was the Kolkata roll, the Kolkata street roll. And Fasos stands for fanatic activism against substandard Occidental shit. And this is by no means any offense to, the likes of Domino's, KFC, McDonald's. They are great businesses. Sagar was mentioning this in the morning. Huge respect for them. They've educated us on so many fronts on how to build a business, how to scale. We've had so many people who've contributed in our journey, who've worked with these companies in the past. So all due respect to them. But this was the idea that, we build a brand on Indian food across the country, hopefully across the world. We are now in 3 or 4 countries and, scaling up. So, so that's how Fasos really started. But along this journey, a few light bulb moments happened for us. And I'm going to share just those 3 light bulb moments with you. They were really pivotal moments in our journey. And the last session which was happening, Hari sir and, folks were talking about raising money. I just want to share that, Fasos, the Rebel Foods is one of the companies in the F&B sector which has raised a lot of money. And I don't say that this with like full pride. We should never think of raising money as a milestone. It is to fund expansion. It is to fund, mistakes that you've made sometimes also. But we've raised close to $400 million over the years from every level, pre-seed, seed, Series A, B, C, D. Now we are at Series G level in the last round where Temasek and KKR, which are global investors, they came in. So I'm going to share some of those things also. But these light bulb moments that I'm going to talk about were essentially, along all of this journey over the last 13, 14 years. So this is how Fasos was earlier. Way back in 2011-12, and today we are an internet restaurant platform. We have 400 plus cloud kitchens in 80 plus cities in India. Coimbatore has 4 of them. Our last year sale was 1600 crores plus. We are still not profitable as a company, and I'll come to that. And earlier we had discussions around how cloud kitchen businesses are very hard to make into profitable businesses. And I'll cover the challenges in the business as well. But this is broadly, where we are. The brands, as I mentioned, Behrouz Biryani, One Story Pizza, and the likes. The first light bulb moment for us was in close to 2014-15 period. Till then, we were only opening Fasos stores. And we were asking, and the stores that I showed in my previous slide. So we were opening stores like this till 2014. Then we ran a survey and we asked customers that you are ordering Fasos, you are ordering it online. Where did you come to know about the brand? And 76% of the people told us that they've never really seen a Fasos store. When they've never seen a Fasos store, they've never gone into a Fasos store, why were they ordering? They were ordering because they saw an ad somewhere, or they saw their friends having it, they tried it, they liked it. So that told us that if most of our customers, delivery customers, have never seen a store, then why do we open high-end, high street, front-end, high-rent stores? And so even before Swiggy and Zomato started, we started moving into what is now known as a cloud kitchen model. So we started going with just Fasos into the cloud kitchen. And this was way back in 2014-15. So this was the first light bulb moment for us. that if our customers have not seen the store and most of them are just ordering online, why should we remain in the standard F&B model? And we went into, the first floor, behind the first floor, got the rent down from 120, 130 rupees per square foot to 20, 25 rupees per square foot as percentage of sale from 20% to 5%. And that started showing up in our improved profitability, definitely. Then the second light bulb moment happened for us, which was a couple of years later. We started expanding in this format, but soon we started facing problems of the business was not growing as much as we wanted. And we launched biryani in Fasos. We launched even pizza in Fasos, thinking that more categories will get us more volumes. But what we realized was, in food, customers associate one brand with one cuisine, right? For example, if Domino's launches biryani tomorrow, will you order from Domino's that biryani? Probably not. You will stick to pizza because people associate in food, specifically in food, people associate brands with cuisines. ये brand ये cuisine अच्छा बनाता है, वो brand वो cuisine अच्छा बनाता है, right? So we decided that let's have different brands for different cuisines. That is where Behrooz was launched, Firangi Bake, Oven Story Pizza, and we started launching one unique brand for every single cuisine. Behrooz is premium biryani, Oven Story Pizza obviously is focused on pizza, Firangi Bake on fusion bakes, Sweet Truth on desserts, and we Lunchbox on meals, and we have about 10 odd brands now. The benefit we saw was Fasos used to do 5 lakhs a month. This was 2014 in a cloud kitchen. When we launched Behrooz, within a couple of months, 5 lakhs became 10 lakhs because Behrooz also started doing 5 lakhs. Then we launched Oven Story. It became 13, 14 lakhs. For Fasos alone to move from 5 lakhs to 14 lakhs would have taken many, many years. And so we saw the benefit of adding more cuisines. The other big benefit that we saw was, and you can think of this as customer also, if you had pizza yesterday, will you order pizza again tonight? You will not. Most likely you will not order it for the next 2 weeks, and you will order biryani and meals and something else over the next 4 or 5 weeks before thinking of ordering pizza again. So that is where we realized that food business requires us to have that variety. Customers will keep coming for something new. They will not have what they had yesterday. That way we are similar to what is probably like a movie business. You might like a movie and you might like the movie hall, but you will not go to the movie hall again till the movie changes, right? So that excitement, constant excitement is very important. So that was the second light bulb moment for us. First light bulb moment got us into the cloud kitchen business. Second got us into a multi-brand cloud kitchen business, right? So these were the two moments. And then we were launching multiple brands. And in fact, we went a little overboard with that. We launched so many different brands that we had to actually reduce over time. And that is where the third light bulb moment came. We realized that, the team which is required, the chef's team, the brand managers, all of those, for every brand requires deep thinking. And we can't do it for all the cuisines which are out there. So that is where we thought that why don't we think about our business as a platform on which other brands can come in. Those brands could be licensed. We take the license and we launch that brand. Those brands could be acquired. That is where we started investing in companies, and Smoor Chocolates, which is a Bangalore-based chocolates company, is one of our investments. Or it could be, through just giving space in our kitchens to partner brands. And, we are very fortunate to have Mad Over Donuts. Tarak was here. Naturals Ice Cream. They are there with us in dozens of locations. Mad Over Donuts is with us in 60 locations. They are in our kitchens on our platform, and through our kitchens, they are in Swiggy, Zomato, everywhere, our own platform, EatSure as well. So this was the third light bulb moment where all these multiple brands did not necessarily need to be created by us. So those were the three light bulb moments along our journey, which I would highlight as, the biggest points in our journey. First, moving to a cloud model, then a multi-brand cloud model, and then a platform in which not all the brands are owned by us. And that is where we've pivoted from what we started as Fasos to basically being this. Traditional QSRs have one brand, one location. You walk into the location. Domino's, Burger King, all the brands. In a Rebel Kitchen, there are up to 20 different internet restaurants, right? In one single location. That is how our kitchen typically looks like. And this essentially has allowed us to become a platform with these three different layers. The first is the Rebel operating system, in which there is kitchen space, there is technology, the entire software stack, supply chain, the culinary innovation. Then we have the brands, own, acquired or hosted. Own brands, acquired as I mentioned, Smoor, hosted, Wendy's and some of the others. And then channels, Swiggy, Zomato, EatSure, all of this. So this is essentially what Rebel Foods has transformed into today. This allows us to what I was talking about earlier. You know, customers order regular meals, they order indulgent meals, that is the x-axis, and the y-axis is single serve, double serve. Customers in an entire week, if they are ordering 10 times, are moving across all of these quadrants. The cloud kitchen model allows us to have our presence across brands to serve customers across all of these quadrants. So we have customers who order a lunchbox aloo paratha in breakfast, orders pizza at her office in lunch, and orders biryani for dinner without realizing that all of this is coming from the same cloud kitchen. If we were just a single brand, we would never have been able to serve the customers so many times in a day, in a week, in a month, right? So this is what we believe is the power of our model. But if everything is so good, then why is Rebel not profitable? And that is where I'll come to the point now. Benefits, as I said, quick scale up, easy space availability. In Coimbatore, I remember in 2015, I only opened Coimbatore for us. We were able to open 3 cloud kitchens in literally a month. But if you look for high street spaces, three restaurants will probably take a year, because there are only so many good high street spaces, and you need space to be created, or you need a mall to come up. So easy space availability, location matters, locality matters, location doesn't matter. Low capex, you are only investing in the kitchen. And obviously low overheads at the kitchen level. You don't need to have service staff, you don't need to necessarily put ACs, fresh air and exhaust systems work very well. So these are all of the benefits of the model. You are able to scale up quickly with less cash, with less operating expenses. The challenge comes a lot more on the demand side, and that is where building the brand matters. Not having a D2C, being only dependent on third parties to get you business, whether it is restaurant business or if you have an FMCG business, being only dependent on quick commerce, that is now the evolving challenge for many brands in that space. So no D2C can be a problem. We've always invested in our D2C. EatSure as a channel is 20 to 25% of our business today, and only online. And that has required a lot of investment. Getting people to download your app, CAC, all of these things take investment, and that is where we are just about a little far away from profitability. Hopefully this year we should hit that milestone, because while it might sound like, let's not have D2C, businesses coming from Swiggy and Zomato. In the long term, what you want is your customers to know you. You need to know what your customers' trends are, and you have to build accordingly. And that is where building your own D2C, having at least 20-25% share is important. Contribution margin pressure. Cloud kitchen model is not for a single location. You need to have multiple locations, ideally multiple cities. That is where you can negotiate with Swiggy and Zomato's box that now I'm getting volumes. I need to have lower performance marketing. I need to have better deals on so many other things, discoverability, discounts, commissions. Cloud kitchen model is for scale. So if you're thinking about this model, this is what you should do. Scale up challenges, I'll just take a minute more. These are with any scaled up model. Whenever you scale up, building that team, operations, all of this is going to take time. So that is what are the benefits and challenges of the model in case some of you are thinking about starting something in this space. So that is broadly from me. I'll summarize and I'll finish by sharing our biggest learnings over the years. The first is focus and go deep in whatever you are building. With Behrooz, it took us a lot of time to get the exact biryani right. But we did not give up on that, and that's why today it is probably the largest biryani brand in the country. And with Chinese, over the years we've focused, we went deep, but we've still not been able to create that scalable model in Chinese, and it's a big space. It's actually bigger than biryani. It requires a lot of time to descale a particular cuisine to make it scalable. Skill and scale, we've realized, are inversely proportional if you're looking to build a business using this model, right? So focus and go deep in whatever you're building. Stand for something, or else you might end up falling for everything, right? Think and build for the long term. You will always think about कि अभी इस पे focus करता हूँ, उस पे करता हूँ. But you should have one eye in the microscope going deep, but you also need to have one eye in the telescope and thinking long term. Short-term demand can come through, aggregators putting some discounts, performance marketing. What about long-term demand? What is the next menu item that you have? What is your brand evolving into? So that is the long-term focus that you need to build. Similarly, on the supply side, today you have firefighting problems. Maal pahuncha ki nahi, do I have staff for tomorrow? But what about the long-term supply chain solutioning that you need to do to become a pan-India player? So think long-term with a big focus. That is, I would say, extremely important. And third, and the last I would say is, as I said in the beginning, be tenacious, don't give up. Like Alcaraz did not give up in that match. And this is again, from the French Open, it's printed in the stadium. Victory belongs to the most tenacious. I'll finish by saying that in entrepreneurship, the size in a fight, what doesn't matter is the size of the bull in the fight. What matters is the size of the fight in the bull. Be tenacious. All the best, guys. Do we have time for questions?
In the interest of time, we will have to skip questions. May I request Ranjana to kindly hand over a token of our love to Raghav. The next panel is an amazing panel. We have just flown in a wonderful moderator from abroad, yours truly. So I will let Devananda invite that panel.